Welcome back to the channel. My name's Emery, and we're in the middle of growing cotton right now. Not that I'm doing anything, it's growing on its own. Update since the last, I don't know what the last time I told you was, but let's just give you the rundown. All the wheat ground is sprayed. That was a little bit of a chore, but got it done. Got all the cotton ground sprayed last week, and big step here. And so the things I got to get done, I'm going to the mountains. Today's Monday, I'm going Wednesday, so I got a couple days to get some things done. I got the cultivator hooked up to the 8260. I'm going to cultivate some cotton at a field at Bob's. There's some careless weeds that I've been not battling. They've just been there, and I missed. You missed some, and then some. Anyways, I'm gonna get over there and get that done today, and then tomorrow morning I gotta go. The new land that I picked up that I burned down is man, I smoked some of those careless weeds. I'm really surprised they're not back yet, and maybe won't come back. But the Johnson grass and some of the other stuff is starting to green back out as expected. So I'm gonna go over and hit that probably tomorrow morning. And those will be the things I for sure want to get done before I leave. There's obviously other things, but that would be a big accomplishment for me before I go. So I'm here. I want to show you the cotton that I sprayed. They got some burn from that residual chemical. I was watching a guy, the Wild West farmer up around Lubbock, and he's spraying the same chemical and cleaned it, used a different tank cleaner, and didn't clean it near as thorough as I did. And he said, I think that'll be okay. Sounds like he's used it before, so I'll be curious to see how that ends up, because mine definitely burn it. But here's the cotton. You can see it's not gotten worse. Actually, this here at the bottom is what got hit the most. But you can't visually tell a difference necessarily unless you look close. Then you can start seeing this kind of yelling with the leaves. Yeah, it killed some of this littler stuff, but I think it's going to be okay. Just don't like to see that necessarily. So this cotton was damaged. Let me step out here a little further past the stuff that was hit. You can tell a difference, right? I think this is probably the end, this row moving over. So find a bigger cotton. I saw some squares on here. Yeah, so starting to set some squares. The risk is some flea hoppers, but I've been looking and I haven't seen. Now they're real little and they jump away, but I have not seen them. So I hope that is the case. Now that one just came off. So what I understand about flea hoppers is they're sucking insects, and so there'll be little holes in those bowls and those little squares, and then they'll fall off. You'll see them on the ground. Now my buddy said, you want to set those first position fruit because those are your money makers. Every position after that makes less and less cotton, but those early ones, that's what you want to keep. And if you got flea hoppers early, you'll lose those, and then best you can do is a second and third and so on position. So now he said if it's if it's setting a lot of fruit and it's a dry year and it throws some off, well then that's probably okay. The plant's gonna be able to handle what's left. If it turns off we get a rain later and we lose some of those bowls, you'll be upset that you didn't spray for flea hoppers because you lost those bowls and you could have made them. So what's the right decision? I don't know, but it's good to see squares being set on this plant. We're still a little bit of ways away from blooming. I think it's 60 days past plant, so we'd be looking here in another 3 to 4 weeks away from that. But we got a little bit of aphids. We got grasshoppers here, especially on the ends. I've sprayed for grasshoppers last year, and then they just go to the neighbor. And then if he didn't spray, they'll just come back. They're hiding all these waterways and ditch right of ways. I try to keep my ditches clean. Not everybody does. That's a waterway over there, so it's part of it. So grasshoppers, they're stinkers. They're gonna do damage. Last year was absurdly bad. This year it's marginal, just on the edges. So. All right, the plan now. Sorry, talk radio. The plan now is back to the barn. The tractor, like I said, is hooked up. I'm gonna make sure I've got the sweeps I need, bolts and such that can be broken while cultivating. I did a little bit of cultivating right before we left. I didn't have the plow set just right. Some spots I wanted to clean up here, grandma's, and so, but anyways, I'm gonna get all my equipment ready, sweeps, bolts, nuts, washers, all the things, get that in the tractor, get the plow. I don't know, I may just drive over to the field. So it's gonna be 120 something acres. It's gonna take me a minute to get there. It's gonna take me a minute to plow it. But that's a priority this week to get it done. And then after that, I don't know where I'll put it, if I'll bring it back or leave it at my parents', but then I'll spray tomorrow. It's the next patch of cotton on the way. This field always just does really well. Call this the 160, but pleased with the way it looks as well. Well, I just want to show you what I did. It's my favorite part. It's one of my most, what am I trying to say? It looks really good after you cultivate cotton. I'm a big fan. So I just did from there down just a little bit further. This low area is when the water runs, this ditch is not low enough. It breaks in and goes across here and deposits all the seeds from everybody else down there into here. So I had some careless weeds that I sprayed that were not healthy looking, but they were holding on. So I wanted to get in here. Now some of this, like see, that's in the row. I didn't get it out, but that thing does not look good. I don't think it's gonna make it. Yeah, it's just falling apart. But some of these were a lot greener, and I just wanted to get them knocked out. So that was the goal here. Mission accomplished. I'll end up plowing a lot more. I like plowing all of it. We'll see what it looks like, but this cotton's getting some good size on it, especially here where it's real silty. Looks good. Have some aphids here at this field, but again, I don't think I see beneficials with the aphids like ladybugs and other things. So I don't think it's justified yet, but this is what's going to look like without the pig skulls. But it's hard to get the sweeps. Hard to get the sweeps in the ground sometimes. But looking for crispy pig weeds like that, cut off. They're not doing well. And they're not happy. They're barely rooted, but they're still here. So getting those cleaned up. All right, got to change a couple sweeps here. This is a almost new sweep, 24-inch nickel sweep. We run those. Cotton runs. Well, this is a blank. Cotton runs right here. We put a 22-inch sweep on these outside row because I'm trying to think which one it is. This is planted by the same pattern as this toolbar, but this row is on the pass over here. So, excuse me. So in case there's any variability, we just give us a little bit extra play. 2-inch less wide sweep, and then also this shank is moved over just a hair closer there, just so we don't get into this row because there could be some variation. Shouldn't be, but could be. So 22s, 24s, and then this is an 18. That's a John Deere chisel sweep. These are nickels. These are John Deere. Just the angle of the neck's a little bit different. So this runs in the blank, and so cotton, blank, cotton on either side of the tire, and so on. So the ones behind the tires get worn the most. You can see this metal starting to curl up. There's good meat left on here, but not as much here. So I don't know. I'm gonna change this one for sure. That one's definitely losing it. I may let these go a little bit longer. Those maybe have a little bit more life on them. I don't know. I'm going to go do an inventory on what I've got left. Just these ones get hard. And what'll start happening is they'll get thin right here, and then this will start curving up, and then these wings, which already have a hard time going on the ground, don't go on the ground at all when those wings bend up. So I'm for sure going to change the pair right behind the main drive tire. I think I got a little bit more life out of the ones. I try to change equal and opposite, so the same one on that side. And then looking at that one, I think I'm going to go ahead and change those at 18s right here, because you can see how much is difference between those and those. So these all look good to me. The other thing that can happen is these U-bolts can break, these U-bolts can break, and then there's a bolt here in the front. That bolt can break. So I should have extras of those. I'm just gonna go make sure. See, shiny. Replaced those last year. All right, these are the 22s I just bought. Nobody carries these. I had them in stock, so I had to have them order these. Not a real common size. I'm gonna bring those two because I only have 2 of those total. That should be more than enough. And yeah, I think these are my 18s. Probably need to get a couple more of those if those are the only 2 I have. And these are my 24s. I'm gonna replace 2 and bring 2 at least. And then I think these are all my parts and such. U-bolts, those are important and expensive. What did I have those for? Can't remember what those were from, but I remember needing them. And then these are some of the bolts that go up the single up in the front of that clamp. And I should have, hope to have, small U-bolts. Maybe I don't have any more. I don't miss changing sweeps. All the time. This isn't that big a deal because it's just a single row. But on a chisel plow, you gotta crawl around. That's what I don't care for. Oh, that's a little long. I gotta go find some shorter bolts, which I have, just not in here. Be right back. All right, I found some. That's more better. Too many threads sticking out can be fine, but also those threads could get boogered up. And then they have a hard time. I have a hard time getting it off. That's not going anywhere. Oh, wrong one. Dadgummit. Well, I'm putting that one back on. That's the one I wanted to take off. Shoot. Okay, this one. Got that one back on. Like that. That's why you don't want too long of threads. And I can just twist it off. More power. Dang it. Rid of that. Now it's spinning in this slot here, which you don't want to put your hand in there. It'll cut you up like something that'll cut you up real bad. Dang, I don't want to get the torch out, but I may have to. Well, that's taking longer than I expected, but I think I'm ready to go. I got the sweeps changed. That was an adventure. I've got extra. I thought I had a lot of 24s. I actually have a lot of 22s. They were underneath. So I have 2 extras in the cab of 24s. Shouldn't have any issues getting through this, just 120 acres today. I can get some more before I cultivate again. I've got some of these U-bolts. I found I don't have any. I had one of these. I was able to get one. I've got some old chisel shanks clamps, and I was able to get one. The problem is I don't have a deep 15/16 socket to get these off of the ones that I have in the barn. So I need to get some more of those 2x2 U-clamps. I figured out what those straight bolts for is for these clamps. They're different. So I've got 24s. I've got some 18s in there. I've got some 22s in there. I've got the plow bolts, washers, and nuts. My impact, the hammer. Everything's greased. Everything's aired up. Plow is level side to side. I got to check the steepness of the toolbar when I get to the field. I've got everything I think could get me through today. I just need to get a couple more things for moving forward. Some 4x4 U-bolts. I just have 2. Probably should at least get 2 more. And then some 2x2s. Get some of those. And some 24-inch sweeps. I can do that tomorrow. But I'm gonna close up the barn, get folded up, and onto the field. I'm gonna let it go. Just maybe make this round and see how it goes. Hard to make big. Oh, sorry, I'm not video. I thought it's hard to make big adjustments on the first pass because stuff is just different. It's harder, all the things on the first pass, but I got it. I got it decent, but then like you can see right there, I'm not going to the ground in the very center because there's kind of a low spot there, but then now I'm back in the ground. So I don't know, I'll check it here once I turn around. Well, I made it here to the farm, and this cotton looks just really strong. Really pleased with the way this cotton looks. Man, it's especially big up there on the hill, for whatever reason. But just getting started here, found a little bit of somewhat level ground. And I wanted to check, I can't see very good from here because it's fence, but I want to make sure that this is fairly level like this. This wing kicks down. It's got some twists in this toolbar. Dad said when he had this toolbar built, it didn't get it exactly right, so it's got some twists. I think it's probably low here and does that across the other side, so I'll check that. But it's going in the ground okay in spots, and it's just what it's going to be. It's what it does. It's where it's hard, it just doesn't go in the ground very good. Fairly level across there. I was afraid, I didn't really know where they set the hitch, but that looks all right. I'm just skimming across the top. I'm not going to be able to go in the ground very good, nor do I really want to. I just want to cut some weeds off. It's slightly tipped forward still there some, so I may need to kick the plow back just a hair, maybe. Well, I told you I was going to break some things. I noticed that's not supposed to happen. So there went my two. There goes my two spare U-bolts. So, not a good sign on the first pass. Try to do this one at a time so I don't have to support the weight. Got that on, I just got to get it lined up in the right spot. Tighten it up. Alright, I'm going to try, the center section looks a little bit kicked back too far. The wings got a little bit too much forward, so I'm going to try. I always have the most trouble getting this plow set right just because the conditions are always hard to dry, but I'm gonna bring the center section towards the tractor just a little bit, which in my mind should make these gauge wheels could be the same effect as lowering those gauge wheels, because the plow is going to do this which I think actually, because my center section needs to come forward and my wings need to come back. So I'm thinking if I go forward with the center section, that'll put more pressure on those wheels, which will kick that back to level. So that may be, that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna try that first. All right, let's see what that did. Didn't change that too much. And my wheel's not touching the ground, which also makes it hard to set these plows when it's too hard to get the wheels to even touch the ground. So I don't know what you do there. It's kind of falling off over there a little bit, but I think that's low over there on the ground. So I think it's better in that center section, the way it looks to me. Still kick forward just a hair, but I think it's better. I'm seeing sweeps in the ground better, except for this one on both sides. Why, I'm not sure. But that one's good. I don't know. I'm gonna run this for a little bit and see what it looks like. Yep, it's going well. I've got it, I haven't messed with it since I talked to you last. I think it's doing pretty good. I just, this is what I'm out here for. Obviously a little grass, and then these careless weeds that I missed. So, man, look at that. That's what they'll do. Hang on by one root. That's crazy. There's overlap on my sweeps, but can't help it. It's what they do though. Stinking careless weeds. All right, I got Emily. She's gonna go and soon and get me some more parts and such that I need, since I am down to some I'm down some parts, some U-bolts and some things. So I'm gonna get her to help me out and go get some of that. Also some chemical. She's gonna pick some of that up for me too, because I need to do some spraying tomorrow morning, and it doesn't look like I don't think I'll be able to get done with this, drive back and get to the store to get the chemical before they close. So she's gonna do it for me. I've gotten about 55 acres of this farm done. There's this section here is a little rocky. The worst of it is I'm getting to, but it's pretty rough through here. It's just bouncing around on these rocks. I'm plowing pretty good considering that, but I just gotta go real slow. Since I don't have any more U-bolts, I don't want to break any. My wife is on her way, well, somewhat on her way. She's gonna get some chemical. The van's gonna haul some chemical, and then she's gonna get me some sweeps, some 4-inch U-bolts and some 2-inch U-bolts, and the lock washers and nuts that go with that, and bring them by to me so that I have them in case I have an issue. So, but just got through that rocky area, and you can't tell a ton of difference from looking back behind, but when I get into it, I just feel the plow just kind of shaking, and that's sure enough going to catch something and break. So got a spot there that I'm almost through, and then I'm about to get to the worst of it. So we'll see how it goes. So one of my previous videos, I asked if cotton would come up in the gravel, and this is all that gravel, and it looks really good. It almost is bigger and healthier looking than some of this other stuff. It all looks good, but it's crazy. They actually plow in here better than I anticipated. Better than maybe some of the stuff we had some bigger rocks. It's not doing a great job by any means, but where was that? There was a plant here. I mean, you can't tell that it's doing much, but there's some of these in the row I'm not going to get regardless of how good the plowing is. The sweep's just not going in good. Those stinking roots will hold on. But slicing, that's what I want to see. And there's a couple here I didn't think I got. Just kind of nicked that one. And this one. Oh, I got that one. Good. Maybe not this one. All right. So, if there's any question if cotton will grow in gravel, well, if this is any indication, it will. The question is, will the cotton stripper pick up all these rocks? That's a good question. That's the one negative about cultivating, is you throw rocks more towards your rows, and if the cotton's low, you're more likely to pick that up when you're stripping. This is probably going to do that regardless of up here with as much rocks as there are, but this is about what I'm getting. Not really going in the ground, but just taking it slow so I don't break any more U-bolts. So far, so good, I believe. It's funny, one of you commented out when I said that about growing in gravel, and he said yes. I said, you have experience? He said, lots of years of farm simulator. So, guess you were right, dude. It's my wife over there doing the 10-point turn of shame. Brought me the, I got some more sweeps, but all this stuff, it just ripped out of the bag. But she got me some chemical. Yeah, showing, I saw her coming down the road. I was like, what is that woman doing? I told her she should just meet me at the road. And, yeah, thumbs up. I said, just meet me on the county road and we'll pass it over. But she likes to prove points that the minivan can do lots of things. It can. It's got 30 gallons of chemical, some 6 sweeps that are stinking expensive. I got 6 sweeps and what'd I get? 6 4x4 U-bolts, 4 2x3 U-bolts, and nuts and lock washers for all of that. It was like $450. How about that? Expensive. So should be good. Well, I think I'm good for the season until I break a bunch of things and I got to go back. But that steel's expensive. That woman's expensive too, but I sure love her. Well, got that field done. Feels good to get that plowed. It did pretty good. There's just spots where it was harder and didn't go on the ground as good. And I know I missed some careless weeds that were in the row and some that were smaller, some that, you know, maybe the sweep wasn't in the ground, but overall I got a lot of them. So I'll come back with a 4-wheeler later and try to catch some of those that were hiding from me. But hoping this field just keeps growing. Get a good crop out of this one would be nice. I mean, all of them, obviously, but never had a cotton crop over here, so who knows what it's gonna do, but it looks good. Looks really good at the moment. I'm trying to get out when I see stuff here. On my way back, I didn't get this one because it's just too close to the row. Some of these are easy to pull, some of them are not, and some of them have kind of stickers on them. So sometimes I just cut it out with my knife, but that one I was able to get. And then there's another big one up here on the turn row. Tried to spray any ones I saw in the ditch when I was over here in the 4-wheeler. Got most of them. There's a few up there that I didn't get, but like this one, I'm afraid this one's got stickers all over it. Look at those nasty things. Holy moly, that sucker's in there. Let's cut you out. Try to cut you out. Question I've never known is, can the careless weed grow back from that? When we were hoeing, Dad always taught us to try to cut it below the surface and bury it a little bit. So I don't know if that's the right technique or not, but like, would that come back? I don't know. I don't think that will. And one more up here. Oh, see these buggers? I sprayed a lot of these and they don't look good at all, but you can't get them. Can't get all of them. Then they break off. Okay. Dang. Many farmers that cut pigweeds with a knife? I don't know of many, but you do what you gotta do. Grasshoppers seem to like these pretty good, which is a great sign. Except, I guess I'm killing them all, so taking the grasshoppers' food away. And then these keep growing. Those grow. Oh, look at all those I missed. Oh my goodness. And that's how they go to seed. Those will end up here because I missed them. And those are too big to pull. I may have to come back with a truck and a hoe and hoe those out. Let's see what a new sweep, how it wears behind the tire after one day. Still getting some of that metal to roll over. It's crazy. So, not a ton of wear on the sides here, but the point definitely has worn some. Let me see if I can show you that front sweep. Get a little bit of wear here on this corner. But those don't seem to wear as much. They're mostly in dirt that's not too hard, except if there's a tire track from the sprayer, although it probably doesn't go in the ground much if there's a tire track. So those don't wear too bad. But I don't have a new one to show you, but just hard right behind those tires. It's the same path I planted. This toolbar matches the planter, so I was running the same tracks. So it was hard. I was planting in some, the moisture, so packed it in. Now it's been real dry. Part of it. But that part is done. Now, I don't need to go in the back. What did I do? What do I need to do? Don't let me forget. I really need to get my impact out of that tractor before we go on our trip in a couple days. We're going, like I said, to the mountains. You could argue that these aren't real mountains, but it's cool. The high is going to be in the mid 60s, so that's all that really matters. We're going to Red River, New Mexico. We like going there skiing. It's low key for us. It's close enough. It's about an 8-hour trip. But last summer we went there with our camper. And that was awesome. So we're doing that again. Emily's family and some friends are going. Emily's family went last year. They're staying longer. We're staying for a good little bit. Not what is it? 4 nights, I think. 4 nights sounds right. But I need to bring my impact because last year we had a blowout. That was fun. It was so Got new tires, new tires. They're year-old tires, but stronger, higher plow rating than what I had on there when they blew out. And we're going to try something different this year. We're going to cut the trip in half, try to drive in the cooler parts of the day, if possible. So, long story short, I need that impact, so in case I need it to change the tire, which I hope not to. I'm going now to my parents' house to get the spray trailer and bring it back over here to the barn so that I can load up in the morning and spray. 2 loads is the goal. Get those 2 of those 3 new farms sprayed and cleaned up, and hopefully get everything dried down and dead there for good, not just burned down. And then I will have accomplished the big projects that I wanted to get done before Wednesday. I got a couple other things on my mind to get done, but those will be the big things. Well, I didn't want to, but went ahead and got this, so I don't have to do that tomorrow. Luckily, I have almost exactly the right amount of this to finish my spraying for now. I'll have to buy more, but not until it rains. Which I'm tired of spraying, but I'll take the rain. All right, I'm going home. It's been a long day. It's been a good day. Thanks for watching. If you're gonna farm it.